Hello, welcome back to the James Ramon Reviews for you. Another episode. Today's episode, I'm actually recording for you a different kind of review because recently I was gonna go and see Kaiju No.8. There was a movie coming out for it. It was like, oh well, it's in limited release. It might take a while to come on to streaming because it's gotta make its money back or whatever. So there's all of this. So I ended up restarting my Crunchyroll subscription, and I really did binge the series Kaiju No.8, the anime show from 2024. And so I'll be getting into how I feel about this series, what I'd give it out of 10, and stuff like that. So I've already built a bit of context that I got into this show because I heard about the movie coming out, and eventually we will review the film and then on streaming platform maybe drops on Crunchyroll and stuff like that. So if you want to know what this series is about, so I've got a plot description here to make things easier. So in a world plagued by kaiju, Kafka Hibino promises to enlist in a defense force with his friend Mina Ashido. Years later, he meets Reno Ikikawa. Reno's drive to join the defense force reawakens Kafka's promise to join Mina and protect humanity. So there's a lot to take in here. It's a 12-episode series, and so for me personally, when I started watching this series 2 or 3 days back, I was just immediately enjoying the show. There's just this entertainment value I got from it where like the characters are funny, then you get a bit of action. But I will say that the first 3 or 4 episodes, it's a rocky start here, as these characters, they take time to flesh everything out, and Kafka's arc is just him turning into the kaiju and having his powers and all those things. He has like this whole gimmick about nipple piss where stuff like pee comes out of his body and all of that, and it's like, okay, is this just going to be a repetitive gimmick? Is this going to be a silly, not well written Dan all over again? And honestly, this show is better than Dan, and Dan was the last anime I reviewed. It put me off of anime for a while, and I'm going to say that this is really solid stuff here. I feel like every single episode actually matters. Like there is a certain reason why a character does a certain thing, and the animation, right? The animation quality, it's not like every episode is the same animation, but the fight choreography, the way they use their powers and how they fight these bad guys and how they turn into these big monsters, and they have like dynamics and banter. All of it is just really entertaining. It flies by because it's only on for 20 minutes an episode. It feels like you've sat down and watched it for 5 minutes. You've also got to talk about the intro by Young Blood, and I'm not going to actually sing it obviously for copyright reasons, but I'll link it down below because it's just a really cool intro. The way the animation plays out in that intro sequence, all of that is really entertaining for me. And I just really like it, and this is a spoiler, like when you get to episode 10 and it builds upon how, Kafka reveals a secret about being the Kaiju No.8, and then the defense force turns on him and they try and prove whether or not he's actually a human or not, and then there's like this whole trial and process he has to go through to prove this, but they figure out, well, he's just a kaiju this whole time, and he was trying to prove to these guys, well, I'm a human, I deserve to be treated equally or whatever. And it's just really, really good how they set up this character. He actually has a reason for existing other than, I'm a kaiju. And there's a thing about how he's a 32-year-old man and people underestimate him because he's older than the other characters. But honestly, the fact that they just give this character time to shine, and also they actually gave like one of the villains an actual reason to exist. Like there is episodes where the other character that underestimates Kafka, right, he has this whole thing where he's trying to be better than him, but then there's this really cool fight scene where he has these 2 blades and he's swooshing it about and it turns into like this purple scenery, and it was just awesome how there is literal episodes where it's not just about Kafka's journey. They take these you know, take these other characters to these other places. They show how these other characters can level themselves up. So all of it was just working for me. It was working on a story level, comedy level, music level, the ending credit song as well. It's a fun time as well. But it's one of those things where I just skipped right through the credits to watch the next episode. That was the kind of vibe I got here. I was loving this show. It's entertaining. I mean, I've said it all really. I'd probably give this one a 9.5 out of 10. It's just absolutely a good anime, and it's one of the better animes I think I've watched in the modern day. It's better than Dan and all of these animes. You know, there's just a few animes where you're just like, I've seen this before, but with this anime, the writing and how the comedy works, it does prove itself to be really good. So I can't wait for season 2. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a season 2, and I am definitely going to be reviewing the film when it finally drops on Crunchyroll, because I want to see this movie, man. Like, I thought I was going to see the movie, and I realised I was watching the series, and I was like, you know what, I didn't really waste my time here. There's some TV shows where they drag it out so long. This really deserved that. So honestly, the glaze sesh for Kaiju No.8 has finished. I can't stop raving about how good this show was when I wrapped up that episode. The episode 12 finish, just absolute really good stuff. So that's it. Stay tuned for more reviews like this. Kaiju No.8, and yes, I am not a kaiju. I am actually a human recording this video. Bye.